feel for the marketing team because you're downstream in the activity chain. And so there's an element to think about what can you do now while you're waiting for the product information, and then how do you accelerate when you've got all of the product information. So what we're seeing firms do now is really think about how can they map where the communications happen within the journey, because we don't always have that content. We haven't always recorded in live communications, and that means it's very difficult when you do get the insight from the product reviews about what the risks are, who this is for, in order to be able to manage that effectively. So we're seeing a lot of that work going on. We're seeing them really think about how do we build the risk control framework and then the standard procedures templates that sit underneath this, in order to make sure that we're able to direct our copywriters in the right place and to write in a consistent fashion and to write to a quality and a governed approach that we can take forwards. We're seeing firms really think about how do we start to build that testing framework, because we might not be ready to rewrite just yet, but when we are ready, we want to be able to test those high risk communications, and because it's quite a different way, we need to have a look and build that. And then where they've got through the product review and they're starting to work out what that population of communications are, they need to prioritize those. That July deadline is super close, particularly for the volume that you can have. And therefore, we suggest really starting to think about the tooling and the analytics in order to prioritize those and to continually prioritize those. So as more things come available for you to work on, that you're continually working on the highest risk items, so that come July, you can at least be able to tell that narrative of how and why you've done what you've done, and making sure that you have been super focused on preventing the most harm possible.